Okay, I couldn't sleep. I take it back. I woke up at like 2 a.m. I went to sleep early, but I woke up early, and now I'm cranky, so I'm gonna complain about stuff that drives me insane. In this video, we're gonna start with Apex Legends, and I swear to God, the developers have gotten some stupid juice in their diet because they're doing some changes that don't even make sense. I stopped playing Apex for a reason, and I still love the game. But holy cow, what are they doing? They are just making some really idiotic changes. Alright, let's start with this. Take a look at this graph. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. How did they not predict that this was gonna happen? Man, look at that. Look at all those Masters players. Okay, here's what happened for those of you that don't play Apex. For the rank system, what they essentially did was if you place in top 10, you get 20 ladder points. It doesn't matter if you have kills or not. But if you didn't place in top 10 and you had kills, you would lose points because kills are not worth anything until you get into top 10 or higher. Do you know what this means? You can climb simply by ratting to top 10 and not killing anyone. If you died, you get 20 LP. That will take a lot of hours to climb, but that was part of their goal because if you watch my previous video, the whole point of rank matchmaking is to make you spend more time in the game, as much time as possible. So that means either climbing very slowly or climbing and then dropping, climbing, dropping. That's why they made it so you can D-rank in Apex now. Before you couldn't. Now you can D-rank. Why? Because if you D-rank, you spend more time climbing back up. Anyways, this is the dumbest thing ever. Like, if you look at it, I'm just like, man, if you just rat, you can climb into Masters. That's it. It's that easy. Just hide somewhere and then just make sure you hit top 10 every game. Now, it's a waste of time, but you can do it. And this graph proves it. In fact, I would wager that this graph, a lot of people are inflated because if they were smart enough, they would rat. Now, you have to play what the game, how the game works. You have to play according to the game's rules. So if you rat to get more points, then why wouldn't you rat, right? And here's another thing. Oh my god. So they look at this and they're like, oh, this is a problem. This is a huge problem. So here's our fix. My god, this is the dumbest change ever. So if you look at this graph, what they're going to do is they're going to make sure that you'll lose LP even more severely if you don't place in top 10. And then you have to place in top 8 and above to gain ladder points. This is the dumbest change I ever seen in my life. They also made it so that the ring forces people closer together, like it does more damage, so you have to fight in ring. And they're like, oh, well, people will fight more if you make the ring hurt more and close faster. And I'm like, you goddamn troglodytes. Do you know what's going to happen now? Less people are going to play ranked because they're going to D-rank faster and no one likes that. This is the dumbest thing ever. Do you know why people rat? Because you made it you made it super inconvenient to fight. Let me list all the changes they made where fighting doesn't make sense anymore in Apex. For starters, they're using a MMR system instead of your actual season rank to match you against opponents. So if the game thinks you're in Diamond, but you're in Bronze, you're going to face Diamond opponents. Now, why in the world would I risk fighting if I know that the opponents are going to be the same skill as me or higher? Especially in Apex where third parties happen instantaneously. You just shoot one bullet somewhere, all of a sudden all these squads crawl the woodwork and they're just like waiting, just sniping at you with charged rifles. My god. You idiots. Why would you make the risk for engagement higher and then the reward for engagement lower? It doesn't make sense. You want people to fight, you gotta do one thing and one thing only. Make kills worth points again. If I wipe one squad in Apex, I should be rewarded, not punished. If I wipe a squad, the chances of me getting third party increase drastically. And then if I die, with only 3 kills below top 10, I lose LP, even in Bronze. That's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard in my life. This is the most idiotic design. This is what happens when you have people who look at the numbers but don't use their brains. For the love of God, make kills worth points again. You won't have this problem. People will fight because it's worth it. Even if they wipe and they get a little bit of points, it'll still be worth it. I remember way back that when you were in plat, if you kill 4 or 5 people, you get a little bit of LP. So if you wipe the squad in half, you were good. So it encouraged you to get better, because once you hit plat, that's when you see people playing a little bit mid-range, a little bit smarter, their mechanics are getting better. So it's exciting when you're like, oh, all of a sudden I feel a difficulty spike. It's either I practice and put in the time and get better, or I stop playing and go play unranked, right? EA, in their infinite wisdom and infinite greed, took a look at player behavior where they're like, oh, we had a pretty good system where people would climb to their actual skill level, and then it'll be hard for them to climb up. You just have to get better at that point. That's how systems are supposed to work. But you know what they did instead? They're like, oh yeah, let's just make it longer to climb. Let's implement all these dumb changes to make you play ranked more, because people would hit their rank pretty quickly. Because, you know, for Apex, it was pretty fair. You can climb very quickly. And then, you know, they would stop playing ranked and they'll play unranked. And they're looking at this and they're like, can't have this. We can't have people playing until they have fun and then stop playing when they don't have fun. We need them addicted. We need them addicted and play 24/7. Let's think of ways to make them play the game even more for longer periods. Anyways, it's the dumbest thing ever. And look at this. Look at all these graphs. They just show that people are ratting. It's like, what do you think's gonna happen? You made a game where ratting is rewarded. Why wouldn't you rat at that point? If I fight and die, I lose LP. God dang idiots. Anyways. And these are the type of devs that are complaining that Baldur's Gate 3 is too good. Oh my god. You know what? Putting in work and making content and rewarding people for giving us money and their time. Oh no, we can't have that. You know what we're going to have instead? We're going to fiddle around with some minor numbers here. We're going to change some numbers so that it feels a little different. And then we're going to call it a new season. But you know what content you get? That's right, skins. And they're going to cost $20. And they're going to be locked behind a paywall. And that's gonna be the new season. Do you know how lazy Apex is? If you just think about it, what are they actually changing or adding to the game every season, right? They're fiddling around with the numbers. Sometimes maybe they might have a new hero. Sometimes maybe they might have a new map or changes to maps. But in reality, it's just simply changing numbers. They might rotate weapons in and out of care pack. That's again just a flag somewhere. Like, it's not that much work. But you know what they do release? Skins. Skins. It's the only new content you get in these games now. And the sad thing is, sometimes it's lazy recolors and they charge you so much money for it. So I'm kind of fed up because these developers don't care about you. Every change they make is lazy and is solely engineered to make you spend more time in the game. So when I see that from all these developers, I have no sympathy. All of these developers complaining on Twitter about Baldur's Gate 3 being too good and setting a new standard that's unrealistic. No. That used to be the old standard. I think they're forgetting something. They're gaslighting all of us. If you play games for long enough, you realize games came complete. And the games nowadays are buggy. Freaking everything works except for... I mean, not everything works. Nothing works except for the store. And then all the work goes into making skins. And I'm like, I'm tired. I'm tired of games not being fun. I'm tired of games trying to be the new drug, new addictive trend. Like, just make it fun, man. Like, and then we'll play the game. If you give us a product that we want, why wouldn't we spend money? And here's the weird part. What Layering Studios did, it made them a lot of money. Who would have thought that making a good product and catering to the people who want to use that product will be profitable? And here's the number one thing that pisses me off. Developers take a look at this and they treat Baldur's Gate 3 as the problem when it's the solution. Alright? Now, I don't expect an indie dev team to make a game with the same level of polish and scope as Baldur's Gate 3, but you know what I do expect out of them? A game to be fun. A game to be made to cater towards the person playing the game, you know? And there's proof. There's proof you can do with small studios. BattleBit Remastered was like a 3-man dev team, I believe. I'm pretty sure they contracted out work too, but there's a small group of people making games out there. You know, there's a really good game called Tinykin. No one mentions that game. I think it's a really good, like, Pikmin type of game that, you know, flew under everyone's radar. But just because you have a small studio doesn't mean you can't make really fun games that are polished and work and not infested with microtransactions and the dopamine drip of content. It just comes out so slowly, these stupid live service games. Anyways, Baldur's Gate 3 is the solution, not the problem, okay? I don't mean for every game to, be in the oven for that long, to be that massive and dense in content. But when compared to live service games or modern games, even AAA studio games where nothing works and it massively inflated with nothing, just a bunch of tedious micro tasks that are just artificial time gates, I'm not having it. And you know what? I'm so happy that people are finally rewarding games that treat them well instead of playing games that are addictive. That's the thing that I was trying to mention to people. Are you really having fun when you're playing League of Legends, or are you just hooked? Are you addicted, right? Because I don't know, man. If you're playing a game and you're angry all the time, are you really having fun, right? Okay, anyways, that's it. I woke up cranky. Now there's a cranky rant. Let me know if you want more of these. I can only make them when I'm sleep deprived. Anyways, any dev out there complaining about Baldur's Gate 3, that's right. Where's the camera? I'm pointing at you. Screw you. I'm not going to buy any game that you make then. If you don't respect my time and money, I'm not going to reward you with my time and money then. If you don't respect me enough, you're not going to make a product that's going to be good. Alright? So if you're complaining out there, I'm going to find out. I'm going to make a list. I'm going to make sure I go out of my way to never buy any product that you touch. Okay? Alright, on that note, I'll catch you guys next time. Fight for companies that actually treat you well, fellas. Don't put up with this garbage. Don't get mistreated and then put up with it. Stop. I'm looking at all the people playing Overwatch 2. Stop. Move on. Blizzard is dead. Okay? Anyways, catch you guys next time.